My name is Graeme and this is a review of Season 3 of House of Cards. Now, if you haven't watched all of Season 3 yet, stop watching this review because this is going to have spoilers galore. Now, I will say with Season 1 and Season 2, I thought both seasons started really strong, kind of lulled in the middle, and then they got really strong again at the end. Now, Season 3 had a really different format, I thought. I thought it started really slow at the beginning, but I liked that slow build because I thought it was reestablishing all of its characters. Since Frank and Claire are in a completely different position now they're the President and First Lady, it was nice seeing them in their new roles and trying to figure out where the show was going to go. I think that's the big question that the audience had, with what is going to happen next. Frank and Claire have done it. They've gotten the presidency, so where do they go from here? I think it's really cool that the writers asked the very same question. Where do we go from here? This isn't a couple that's conniving anymore necessarily. Frank isn't staging any suicides. Claire's not threatening any unborn babies. This is just a couple that's trying to get policy passed. It's really an interesting shift for these characters. What starts to happen is the very slow destruction of Frank and Claire's relationship. The creators said that they know where they're going to end before they even start the season, so they knew where Claire's discontentment was going to come from, and I really like how they slowly planted the seeds throughout the season. This really was Robin Wright's season. Every season they give her more material and she just nails it every time. In chapter 32, where she goes to visit that gay activist in a Russian jail and then she tells off the Russian president, and then her explosive speech with Frank at the end, it was an incredible episode for Claire because it's the first time we've seen her go against Frank. It all led to a finale where I was trying to figure out how could Claire logically suddenly run for president, because that's what I wanted to see happen. Now we're just left with the cliffhanger at the end with Claire leaving Frank, so we don't really know where it's going to go from here in season 4. There could be a time jump, or we could start right back where we left off. I'm not sure, but I'd love to see to figure out a way how Claire could suddenly run for president as well. Now, I didn't mind Doug being alive, and I thought it was interesting at the beginning of the season how they kind of brought him back to the mix, and I loved when he joined sides with Dunbar. I thought that was a really cool idea to have one of Frank's former confidants suddenly be on the other side of things. But then when they just sent him to rehab and then he just started searching for Rachel, I thought it kind of went off the rails. Rachel's a character that reminded me of Dana Brody in Homeland, Brody's daughter in that show. I mean, no one cares about these characters, but the writers kind of shove them down our throats. I don't care what's happened to her. I don't care to see her again. Now, I will say I loved Elizabeth Marvel in her expanded role as Dunbar. Yeah, she just had kind of a small role in the previous season, but this expanded role was amazing for her. I really believed her as a presidential candidate, and I'd love to see more of her. And it was really cool watching her trying to run this clean campaign, but she slowly gets in the dirty politics. I think this is the most consistent season the show has ever done. I wouldn't give the show necessarily a drama series Emmy, but I would definitely give Robin Wright the Emmy. Sorry, Viola Davis. I mean, it's a tight race, but I think Robin Wright deserves this. I give season 3 of House of Cards an A-.